So today, I don't have third period. So today we're going to look at inequalities. So yesterday, like I said, we talked about, it's okay, yesterday we looked at graphs. Today we're looking at equations. So you'll see, so these first three are writing an inequality, okay? These next five are writing a system, a linear system. We're going to start with the inequalities, do the systems, and then we're going to move on to the more challenging part, which is solving. But it's still stuff we can do, okay? So, when we write, and I'm using my erasable pen, because it's that kind of day. When we write, so let's look at this first one. So Ms. Schulteis actually came up with, like, I'm not going to lie to you, I spent a significant amount of some way to use the calculators, and I just stumbled across it on accident last period on the solving. But for these, Ms. Schulteis has some really great strategies for eliminating, okay? Because remember, on the actual STAR test, you are not to leave anything blank. If you leave it blank, you get it wrong. If you guess, like, now don't just be guessing on everything, but like if you like get it down to two choices and you have to make a guess, you have a better chance of you at least have a chance to get it right if you guess. If you leave it blank, it's wrong, period. But if you guess, you got a possibility of getting it right, okay? Now, that being said, let's try to make educated guesses. We're going to try and eliminate everything we can. And like when I took my high school certification test, I guessed. I had to guess on like 8 questions. Well, there were 110 questions on the test. So yeah. But yeah, I had to guess on like 8 of them. And like I kept coming back. I eliminated everything I could. I eliminated answer choices, and I got it down to my best possible guesses. And some of those guesses were good because I didn't miss 8 questions. So I mean, like, clearly I made some good guesses on that test. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know, but I did pretty well. I got 283 out of 300. I don't know what that means, but it's a pretty decent score. So I'm not sure what that means, honestly. You know how those scale scores are. I don't know what anything means. Okay, so let's look at this one. So what Ms. Schulteis said was she looks at like things that go together. Now, you don't have to use the highlighter for this, but you know I like to highlight. You know, it's my jam. So she says, okay, and I'm not going to lie to you, and your language arts teachers would be like, and your social studies teacher will be horrified. But I'm sure you guys have figured out that I don't read the entire question. Yeah. Okay. Okay, but that being said, what I do in math is not the same, because in math, we really are trying to pick the important information out of the question. In language arts and social studies, you have to analyze. So you have to read it to get an idea of what's going on, so you can then analyze what the information they gave you to make a higher level analysis of the problem. So it's different for reading and social studies. It's different for them than it is for math. We have to pick out the stuff that's important, okay? So here's the thing I see. I see sausage links are 2 pounds each. And that tells me that sausage links should go with so what did it say? It says X is sausage links, right? So 2 and X should go together. So I can get rid of A and C because 2 and X aren't going together, right? So even just right there, okay, I've used some real simple test-taking stuff to get rid of 2 answers, all right? Now, when I look at my 2 remaining answers, they look the same, except for this one has less than or equal, this one has greater than or equal. Is there anybody who's still struggling with less than versus greater than? And I'm sure there's somebody who is, so I'm going to explain, again, Ms. Schulteis, who's got bomb ideas. What she does is and I'm just going to do it in a different color so we can see it more easily. She makes her kids write an L over every single inequality sign. Does that look like, which one looks like an L? But look, aren't they opening the same way?
Oh, you're right.
So this is less, and this one is more. So that's less equal and then more equal, because it looks like an L. Okay? So if you ever are just do that. The L, like, no, the fancy L is a typo. I don't understand, if it wasn't for the fact that the books were already printed, I'd be like, what the heck? I mean, like, the district printed those books for us. They're not that's not even a thing. That is a typo. That ain't supposed to happen. Okay, so now, so this is the way we're going to check this is the way we're going to take the next step on these problems, okay? So you're going to find the statement that says we have an inequality, no more than 120 pounds. And you're going to write no more than 120. You're just going to write that, okay? And then you're going to write more, same, less. Okay? So far, so good? Now, this is if you can't figure out what the inequality sign is. But I'm going to be honest with you, on the STAR test, you probably ought to just do it anyway, because we want to be right. No more than 120. Can I have more than 120? No, I cannot have more. Could I have exactly 120? That's not more than 120. Could I have less? Yep, that's not more. So I could have same or less, which is less than or equal to, which means answer choice B. In addition, this one says more. It can't be more. Okay? Yeah. But again, like the thing that confuses me, I have to think it through this way because I don't memorize the inequality signs because I never know what they're going to throw at me. Like, there may be some other crazy new way to say less than or equal to that I have not thought of, and they throw it at me, and I'm like, dang, I don't know what that is. So I do this kind of thinking. I don't always write it down, but I always think it, okay? I want you guys to try the next two, 25 and 3, and I'm going to pause it and let you guys have a minute to try those two, and then we'll see. So let's really quick talk about this, okay? Everybody said they got this thinking. Now, this one was a little tricky because when I look at this one, I put in 42. Didn't help me because they all have 42 with the X. Now, it says upper deck is 75%. And again, I ask y'all again, is 75% more or less than? Does that mean it's more or less? It's less, right? So that's why I was able to eliminate these two. Okay, now at this point, all I'm doing is I'm looking for what is no more than 100. Well, I kind of already did that, but again, if I was thinking about no more than 800, which is a lot of if I thought through that same process that we did before, I would get less than or equal to. And it says no more than, which means it's not more. So B is the answer. Now, two things. I don't think we can prove conclusively that it's going to be no more than, although they have done a less than or equal to every year. Also, I don't think we can guarantee the answer is going to be B, even though it's been B every year. So don't just be doing that. Don't be making any illusory correlations, okay? What do we think about this? Do you think you guys could write an equation and match it to the right one? Yeah. Okay, great. Now, let's look over here. Now let's talk about writing systems. Okay, now, again, we can use kind of that same thing to eliminate questions on these, okay? So again, it says 3 large candles, okay? So we can at least try. 3 is large and X is large. So I should see 3X together. Well, boo. I see that on all of them, okay? All of them have 3X together, so that didn't help me, okay? So now I'm at the next strategy. When that fails me, I'm going to make a caveman sentence. A caveman summary, we could say, of this of the first thing they give me. So they say, well, this is going to be useless. Okay, yeah, that was just, what am I even thinking? Okay, well, you can kind of see it. 64 for 3 large candles and 4 small candles. So I'm going to write like a caveman sentence, like not a lot of like connect, right? So I'm going to say 64 is 3 large and 4 small. It helps if you say it in a monotonous voice like that. 64 is 3 large, 4 small. Okay. And now I'm going to translate that into an equation. 64 is 3 large, and what is large? Large is X and small is Y. 3X, and means plus, 4Y. It matches this one. It's, you know, and again, if we flip what's on the equal sign, that's okay. All right? Matches those two, but those two are out. So I eliminated 2. Again, if I can eliminate 2, again, worst comes to worst, hopefully you don't have to, but I can at least make an educated guess. Okay, now it says a second customer paid $4 more than the first customer. How much did the first customer pay? So how much did the second customer pay? 68. So it's not D. It's got to be C. All right? Does this seem easy so far? I mean, why? Well, no, don't worry. We're getting there. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. Solving is coming up. Right now we're talking about the equations. I want you guys to try this one. Try 37 here. And we'll do that, the last one on the bottom. We'll do that one together. I'm going to pause it. Thank you for reminding me. And then, okay, so with this one, I saw that 7-inch plates per x, focus up. And so I saw that 7x should go together, and I was able to eliminate 2. And again, worst comes to worst, you're at least improving your odds. All right. Then it said, I mean, even if you didn't get the 7x plus 12x is 440 inches, whatever, if you just knew there were 15 plates, I got some x's and some y's, they got to add up to 15. This one has, I mean, like 7 plus, I mean, already I'd have to have negative plates, right? Because if I had 1 and 1, that would be 19. Like, even if I just think mathematically, this doesn't make sense because I'd have to have a negative value for it to work, right? No, that's just crazy talk, okay? Now, let's take a look at this one. A drummer and a guitarist each wrote songs for their band. The guitarist wrote 8 fewer than twice the number of songs that the drummer wrote. They wrote a total of 46 songs. Okay, like, how many of you saw that 8 fewer than twice the number of songs and, like, kind of your eye twitched a little bit? Like, that was me. Eye twitching, okay? So, again, caveman song time. Write a caveman sentence. Y'all write a caveman sentence. If y'all need me to, I can move you so you're not staring at each other all period. Is that okay? Is that what we need to do? Then focus up. You should be looking up here, not at each other. Got it? Let's do this. Everybody write your caveman sentence for this one, okay? Okay, here's mine. Guitar is 8 fewer than twice drum. Okay, and I'm taking it real caveman here. Okay, when you're ready, check and see if your caveman sentence is at least as caveman-y as mine. Okay, guitar is 8 fewer than twice drum. Great. Don't have a lot of connective tissue in this sentence. Okay. All right. So now, how would I turn that into math? Well, guitar is going to be G. What's is? Equals. What's 8 fewer? Minus what? No, is it 8 minus or minus 8? Because it's 8 less. Okay, minus 8. And twice drummer is 2D. Okay, so first of all, I'm looking for a minus 8 and a 2D together. Well, first of all, right here, I see 2G. So I know it can't be H or J because they have 2G, not 2D. All right, now I need a minus 8 and a 2D. Which one has a minus 8 and a 2D? F does. What does G have? G has 8 minus. Okay, that's why 8 fewer means minus 8. Okay? All right, now, I'm glad you enjoyed that no math required because now we're going to actually start talking about solving systems. All right, so that's going to be the next video. So I'm going to pause it here or stop it here or whatever. And that was just another awkward ending. Bye.